Hello again. Let us conclude chapter 1 by looking at how we can input data without using the assignment operator. Instead, we shall use the input stream of C++, that is Cin followed by these symbols. And we shall conclude this chapter by looking at how data is overwritten in variables. Remember, we are dealing with variables and their roles in programming, and as you will realize, you will find that programming is about the behavior of variables. So let us look at this worked example. This particular worked example is more or less similar to the one that we have been discussing. However, the names of variables have changed, P, W. And in addition, we have the so-called messages or literals. We're using the output stream, that is Cout, followed by statements or texts which are enclosed in inverted commas. We are able to have conversation between us and the program. But here, instead of assigning data in P using the assignment operator, we are inputting data through the input stream of C++, and it will allow us to enter data in variable P, which was declared here, using keyboard. Here, similarly, we will use the keyboard to enter data in variable W, which was declared here. Now, after entering data in variable P, we are coming to capture, in variable W, we are coming to capture the data that was entered here through this Cout, that is output stream, in order to see the data that we entered in this variable. Then, at this particular line, the content in P is added with the content in Y, and the result is sent, the content in P is added with the content in W, and the result is sent to W, and here we are able now to see what new value is in W due to this particular operation. After looking at this particular example, we will be able to appreciate the functionality or the reality of data inputting using the input stream and overwriting data in variables. So let us now see what happens. If we come to the compiler, this is the same program. Int pw, text enter an integer, and so forth and so forth. Let us compile this program and see how it behaves differently from the first one. Here we compile, and here we run the program. So the message appears, enter an integer. Let me enter 500 from the keyboard. Then I press enter. Enter another integer. Let me type 600 from the keyboard. Then I press enter. Now I am getting 600 is what you entered in W. The new value in W is 1100. What happened? After entering 600 in W and 500 in P, these numbers were added, and this is the result. Let us analyze this scenario by using RAM diagrams. In order to use RAM diagrams, let us bring a clean whiteboard here, and we can concentrate on declaration, that was int pw. These were the variables that were declared, and then we had cin p, and we had cin w. This is data entry using this input stream, and then we had w equals to p plus w. This is operation. These are statements which are key to our effort to understand variable declaration, data inputting using input stream. So if we come back to our RAM diagram example, this is the computer RAM, we find that before these lines were executed, this is how the computer memory looks like. It is empty. After this particular line, this memory will change status and look as follows. We shall have variable P here, we shall have variable W here, and we will have the rest of the computer empty. This is reserved. This is reserved. Now, after the computer comes at C in P, the computer will allow us to enter data through the keyboard into P. So 500 was typed and it was thrown into P. Again, when the computer encountered C in W, data 600 was entered in W when we typed it, and that was the situation. But when the computer came and was told to see out W, 600 was reflected on the screen because that was the data which was there. But when the computer came to this line, then P plus W, 500 from P was added to 600 in W, and 1100 was now written in W. So what happened is that the computer memory acquired this status where 1100 is replacing the 600 which was in W, while in P 500 remains and the rest of the computer memory remains empty. So more or less this is how this particular scenario works. And that one brings us to an end of chapter 1, where we are dealing with variables, their declaration, data feeding, data processing, and data outputting from variables. We were able to see how data feeding in variables is accomplished by using assignment operator or the input stream, which is a C++ facility. For now, I thank you and bye-bye until we meet in the second chapter. Thank you.